Hey everybody, welcome back. So this is, what is this, day 9? I think it's day 9. I could be wrong. I think it's day 9. That's what's going to be on the thumbnail at least. Day 9, Titan Takedown event. I'm going to record my final 2 runs here. I've already used my big hitters. Spoiler alert, they were just Merrick's builds. So I didn't feel a need to re-record them. Merrick's put out 2 videos about Muda and Penta, and I basically tried to copy those. Muda went great. Penta was a little iffy. I don't have the touch. So I ran a throwaway doing some testing, and now I'm on my final 2 runs. You can see we have 44.8 billion to go. If I can knock us down into the 30s, I'll be happy with what I'm able to do. A couple things I'm trying here. Xavier Woods. Going to be running him with his snowfall setup. Really wish I had a snowfall plate. I will be doing a billion damage card video on him with the snowfall plate because I think he can go pretty big. And then I'm going to try Hogan with his traditional yellow move setup. It's going to have some recycling issues. I will bring some relevant props with me. So yellow up. And then purple up, but I'm not going to need purple up. I'm just going to need yellow and blue up. Maybe a red up for Hogan. I don't think so. No, he's got no, this will be just fine. Yeah. Yep. So I'll run it this way. Yeah. He is in phase 2. So everything's going to be a little bit different as far as his attacks go, and that's okay. But I do find that I personally struggle a little bit when it comes to phase 2 and keeping people alive in the scenario of like hot tagging and running them all the way through. All right. So Springboard, Tornado, DDT, Top Row, and Snowfall. Snowfalls break, they make multis. However, opponent's class is Showboat. Deal some extra damage and increase your purple gym damage by 50%. That's kind of what we're going for here. This is a 3-move setup, which is pretty gnarly. Not the happiest about this, but the way you can run it is you can, even with this boss, manage to get it to pop off. 5 different times, which is what we're going to attempt to do here. You can if I remember correctly, you can kind of set up the board. So we're going to use this move to reload. And then I'm going to throw these snowfalls up top. If this doesn't work, well, you won't see this video because I'm going to restart. I'm pretty sure it'll work though. Oh, no, that's what I'm going to have to do next turn. Next turn, I'm going to be absolutely fine. Good. I find that Woods is a fairly reliable card to use for this game mode. Maybe not the best, but reliable. And sometimes that's all you're really looking for, right? I know a lot of my searching and a lot of my videos are based on, instead of those giant damage totals, I really am just kind of looking for reliability. Somebody that I can just kind of poke in to the lineup and it does what I need it to do, and it's not, it's enough, right? I'm going to do that. I guess it doesn't really matter. I do have a rumble plate that's about to go off. I'll hope this move picks up the other multiply gems, and it does. Look at that. A little bit of luck. And here's where I'm going to be setting up the board. We're going to hope, I think his moveset allows him to blow up a row, but I don't know if he chooses or if it's automatically the second. And it's automatically the second, and I might have screwed up here. I sure did. So let's turn all of this into purple. Get some multiplies on the board. Cascade triggers the rumble plates. We're good. And we keep on cruising. Obviously, the more time we can get blue reloaded, the better it's going to be. So we're going to go down here. I hope we get a cascade from right there. We didn't. Now we're just going to hope for a random cascade. Got real close to it, but that's not going to quite be enough. Am I on my last turn? I think I am. Yep. And he's going to destroy the board, so reload this, and then we're just going to hit finisher one more time. And that will be that. One more rumble trigger. And then we bring in Hogan. Again, goal is to knock this down to sub 40. Only need 1.2 billion from Hogan. Don't exactly know how it's going to work, but I think it should be all right. I'm not going to mess with the multiplies. I have him set out to chuck as many wildcard gems as possible, hoping to line up with some yellow for easier recycle. And then Rumble Plate comes through and does damage. Yeah, there we go. And then hopefully double yellow out. And we reload it again. Okay, cool. So good to know that I think pretty convincingly that Hogan's traditional setup, or the setup that I like the most at least, is going to indeed be a billion damage card as well. Yeah, we need 670 million to crack that number. Good. So we are doing a little bit better than anticipated even. Good move flow here since it's a mostly self-reloading move. You can get away with 2 buffs, 3 board wipes. Yeah, we're going to get comfortably to target and then a little extra. Nice. Okay. Now, I did sacrifice a lot of damage for Hogan from his entourage. Oh, I forgot to mention I do have the Hogan plate on him. That is affecting damage somehow. Hogan in this setup is far too RNG for me to really calculate it out. But I know it's working because we're breaking more than enough gems. And it should be affecting the Royal Rumble plate generation damage, which is good. But I did sacrifice some entourage damage, specifically for gem generation for this. One of the problems that I personally find with this setup with Hogan is that every once in a while you cannot get this to reload efficiently. And for some reason, I have that problem in Boss. So the way I try to combat that is just throw out more wild cards. But throwing out more wild cards does sacrifice gem percent damage up from your entourage. So it's realistically, it's the way that I look at it is it's being safer and more consistent over big damage. Because if for some reason we couldn't have reloaded that yellow move, we would have been in a world of hurt. But this is good. This was 3 to 4 billion, I believe. And I'll take that for a, not very fancy, no clever tricks, no clever, buffs, anything like that. Just raw damage from the lineup I'm putting in there. 3.3, that'll work. It puts me up to 15.8 for the run. I got one more. My high score so far is 24.5 in a total Titan daily event. Down to 36.95. We're getting there. We got about an hour and 10 minutes left to go. For my last one, I am going to be a little... Man, I am not comfortable with this moveset at all. It's his sub for multis countdown gym moveset. Oh, and I don't have a rumble plate for him. That is absolutely something that I need. Okay, so you can see, we'll talk about the moveset real quick while I get this sorted out. Here's the moveset chokehold, and this is the one that has problems reloading. Chokehold, you throw out 25 randos and they turn into multiplied gems of strength 8, and then you're just boosting the strength 8 aspect of it, right? Because he does not need any MP trainers to get loaded, all right? So over here in the entourage, we're just going to run without a rumble plate. I'm getting +6 right here, and then zombies on the tail end of it. This is going to hit much better if I had a rumble. And then over here, this is what we're running with. Black rumble, and then a little bit of reloady help here, but I've found that it just kind of doesn't work consistently. And then black gem damage. I've talked about Jay before. Let's see what we can't figure out. At the very least, I can keep popping countdown gems and boosting them. Without the multiplies, it's going to significantly reduce his damage, but it is what it is. And the reason I'm going in this move flow, you could put down the countdowns once, they instantly trigger. Then after the sub resolves, these trigger again. So you don't get this move, which has a hardcore aspect. Showboat, increase your red gem damage by 200% for a turn. So we're going to do it this way. They trigger once, and then I'm going to trigger the hardcore move and wipe the board. This is where I hope I get a blue match. There it is. We're going to be able to do that all over again. So from here, let's try it. I'm pretty sure this is the way it works. Countdowns, they go to 1. Subs, I'm hoping this triggers after the sub. It doesn't. We are ruined. We're not ruined. It just happens at the beginning of turn 1. No reload, that's unfortunate, so we're just going to continue to boost reds and wiping the board and hoping for cascades. Got a good cascade. He's going to blow up the middle row. I think if I put countdown gems down, they'll blow by turn 1. They'll reload themselves and then, yeah. Oh, interesting. So now I'm not going to be able to put that down. So what I'm going to do is this instead. And then I'm going to submit. Countdowns. Wipe the board. And that's going to be my final big hit. I think we'll have left one on the table. And that's kind of unfortunate. Because he wipes the board, right? Yep. All right. Could have been better. Oh, man. Plate swapper currency is a real, just not fun thing to deal with. He's got a pyro reversal that's going to help with damage for turn 2, which is nice. As always, going to hope for recycle here. That will also help. Not necessary, but just nice. We know Jay is capable of up to 3 billion by himself, which is nice. So it doesn't really matter like where you pair him. I paired him with Fatu here to get the tag link, to get a little bit of extra gem damage out of it. But really, in my mind, I can pull Jay in at any time where, I know I'm going to have a weak run. And it's just a mental thing. Toss him wherever. You're going to get, a decent chunk of damage out of him, regardless. We really need a reload here, though. And maybe there's an argument to put a break black, throw blue mini gem chucker. Oh, got the reload. Nice. In position 1 instead of the MP gain. Yeah, that's a good thought, actually. I'm going to have to think about that. And then we should be set up to get 2 clean runs here. I wonder if there's any, I haven't been paying attention. I wonder if there's any shot of cracking 30 billion and getting into the 20s here. I don't think so, but that would be awesome. That would make me very happy if we could figure out how to do that. I don't think it's possible. We would need, like, the most legendary cascade of all time. Yeah, just not quite there. Let's see what we come up with. Almost 4. Okay. That puts me at just a touch under 20 billion total damage done. In order to do my part, I needed to do 5. So we're doing it. We're getting there. Just a little bit left to go. And about an hour's left to do it. So it's time for a rallying cry. Down to 26. We got this. We got this. Tell me in the comments, how's your factions doing? Have you, this week, have you kind of unlocked a little bit of the sauce and having much better runs at it? I know we are. Yeah, hit me up in the comments. As always, if you've learned anything today, if you've been entertained by anything today, or if you just happen to like the sound of my voice, do me a favor, click like, click subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time. Late.